coming in twos as part of our COVID precautions. We truly appreciate it. And Ryan Blake, so good to have you in studio as well. We just heard Square's Respite. For the short hook singing from Square.
You're doing great, man.
You're killing it.
I've been
Raph.
told not to curse, so I'm just making sure I'm keeping it short and
sounds
simple.
excellent.
Yeah, just intermittent laughing. Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Before
having
that,
us.
we heard live from the Graveyard Soil off Deception Falls. Now, we've just heard the story of being trapped in a cabin for 2 weeks outside Seattle with a bear, where you made Deception Falls. I'm kidding, the bear was outside. And now you're on tour nationwide to promote that album and everything else. But now you both are, you met in Seattle, but where did you come from? Rav, where do you live normally?
Well, I currently reside in London, UK. Bill and I have actually met. I've met all the guys individually previously, but I don't think we've ever been together.
Never all four in the same spot.
The full unit. That was the first time.
Yeah.
And Bill, where are you from?
I'm from near Charleston, South Carolina.
And how did you all find each other?
Well, me and Rav used to talk on the internet.
Dating apps, you know.
Yeah, of course.
How most
we
rappers
met
do.
on Tinder. We used to just talk on the internet, and we were just like online buddies. And then one day, it eventually got to a point where we were talking every day for a few hours and sending songs back and forth, and we just worked a lot together. And then this guy had the bright idea of like, hey, what if I came to the US and stayed on your couch for 3 months, you know? And
What year was this?
2014?
Wow.
Yeah, 2014. And then I did my first record, mixtape, whatever you call it, Ramona, with him there.
Yeah.
And then we've just been kind of sparsely meeting, you know, and then after a while it became more regular, and then we got to a point where we could do this full time, and like now we see each other a bit more, you know.
Fairly regularly.
Well, and each producing your own albums outside of that and growing your own fan bases. How do you see Exociety in this union of you and Square and Aerospace together? What do you see it as?
Like the Avengers, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
Yeah. Like I think we've all individually got our own thing, and we're seasoned enough. We've done this for long enough where I feel like we're comfortable with what we do. And so what we do, I like to think we do it well. And we figured, hey, if we get together, you know, we have different styles, but thematically there's a lot of overlap. We thought it would work, and we have some experience of working together a little bit before. So, yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about, and maybe this one's a little more for Bill here, but about the song "Blunts and Clementines," because like my big jam is this Southern rap is kind of my deal on the show.
Same.
So you know, I've listened to a lot of your stuff and I'm a fan of a lot of your work, but that was an unexpected direction. So I about fell out of my chair when I heard that that opening verse. So I wonder if you can talk about why you decided to kind of lean into that Southern rap.
Well, I mean, I grew up my first rap CD was Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, Crunk Juice. Like that was, you know, I'm from South Carolina, and all my friends listened to Southern hip hop, and I've probably listened to more Southern hip hop, like that style of hip hop, than any other. You know, I don't really make a lot of it, but there is a time, you know, you just want to slip into that mode sometimes and just make a banger, you know, and just.
And I think it fit that beat so well.
Oh yeah, as soon as I heard that beat, because I already had started writing that verse over a different beat originally, and then I heard that beat and I was like, nah, man, forget that other beat. We're using this one, and then I just finished it out from there. And it just fit so well, and it was a lot of fun. I like to make fun music sometimes. A lot of the stuff that I'll do is very sad or very cynical, and sometimes it's nice to just role play as a super cool guy for a minute. You know what I mean?
We were talking actually with the two that just left with Square and Arrow about walking that tightrope between making like kind of introspective music. But not going too far down that path so that it's still fun to listen to. And I wanted to let them talk, but I will just say like the fun of hearing like an album that has like a song like Step Slide Separate, and then a few songs later you're hearing Bill deliver a verse about missing soapy water. Like, it's just fantastic. It's just so interesting to me that you guys can find that line between the two.
Yeah. Well, I think like for me, you look at somebody like Doom, who, MF Doom, who in one verse can say something very sad or very relatable, and then the next bar will be funny and very like conversational. And the whole idea of Deception Falls was to encapsulate that feeling, make a time capsule of our time there. And it wasn't all just, oh man, we're going to be sad. There was a lot of moments where we were incredibly happy. Most of the time we were incredibly happy and we're feeling up. And I think that's why there's a lot more of those kind of sillier stuff like that, like the shout outs and insert sponsor here.
I think people just look at depression. People still talk about depression with very little nuance, you know? And I think people assume that if you have depression that you're just constantly sitting in the corner of your room, crying into your own hands. Depression, you can have bouts of mania during your depression, the likes you've never had before, and you will think, oh no, I'm fine, I'm absolutely fine. But yeah, it's more nuanced, and so is life in general,
Just like a reflection of life.
It's just a reflection of life. We don't go into a song thinking like, all right, what's this one going to be about? The song comes to us immediately,
Yeah.
That's what helped being in the same space, because we could just react to the beat. We could just look at each other. And we all know, like, oh, this beat is good, but this is not the one. And then this beat, this is the one. We would all stand up sometimes or just look at each other like, all right, let's go, we
were all kind of on the same page in that area of the production. We would hear one, and then it was very rarely would be one person saying, oh, let's rap on this one, and no one. It was, for the most part, everybody was on the same page and seemed to be into making the same. We're all kind of in the same mode. It was cool.
Of course, it's like an environment that's not familiar to any of us. We've seen this kind of environment before maybe, but we've never spent time living in that environment together, making music. And when you're making music in your bedroom all the time, after a while you start noticing your thought patterns repeat over and over, because everything you see, all the little micro triggers throughout your day affect you in the same kind of way over time. So when you leave that environment, when you have like a dispute with someone and you step outside, go for a walk, and it's always way better than pacing in the kitchen. It's the same way with music. Stepping outside of your environment, outside of your comfort zone, just makes you think differently, because you're observing new things, you're having new thoughts. And so it's the best way to make new music, I think, is to throw yourself into something like that.
For sure.
If you've just joined us, we're chatting with Rav and Kill Bill of Exociety. They're playing tonight live at Come and Take It, reflecting on the 2 weeks they spent recording their most recent album, Deception Falls, in Skycomish, Washington. Thank you all so much. So now you are on a vibe together there. Are you on the vibe? On the tour? The crowds look insane. They look like they're super into it. How's your live show?
The live shows are great.
Yeah, it's been mind blowing. Like, we just did Orlando 2 days ago, and it was. I always watched rap shows on YouTube and stuff, and everyone knows every word, and I never thought I would have that. And seeing it in person like that, and everybody being so excited, it's insane to me. I don't even know.
I really want to play at least the beginning of Lents and Clementines at the end of the show, so I want to save some time for that. I will say I was able to go to Ex Oasis, which was your previous show here in Austin, and it really struck me how positive and inclusive the crowd was. It was kind of unlike any other rap audience that I've seen.
We're very lucky.
Yeah, you have like a very open, fun, and sincere audience that I really enjoyed watching a show with.
I like to think that we've been cultivating a safe community, a safe space for a very diverse community.
That's outstanding. What time do you all go on tonight at Come and Take It Live here in Austin?
Doors open at 7, and then I think we're going on at 8.
Fabulous.
So, yeah.
Excellent. Rav, Kill Bill, I wish we had more time with you when you guys come through again on another national tour. I'm sure you'll have to stop. And Ryan, did you want to ask them anything else? I don't.
No, I got my I got the answer I was here for.
They were great questions
Let's
too. Thank
go.
you for coming
Of
in. I
course.
appreciate
Thanks for
having
having
you. Y'all, we're gonna exit with Blunts and Clementines. Anything that you want to say before we go out?
Well, thank you guys for listening, and thanks for having us on. And you want to say anything, bud?
Yeah, thank you for having us on, and support Black businesses.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Perfect
a
note.
I'll
Yeah,
take
no.
that note. Yeah. All right, you've been listening to Hip Hop Hooray. This is Blunts and Clementine. Stick around. DJ Lippy is up next with free samples.
Vocal exercises, isometric exercises.
It's Kaiju Billy in the motherfucking house. Ashing backwoods on your motherfucking couch. I love it out west, but I'm coming from the south. And boy, I got